welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for June 30th of 2024 is titled Earthrise, a video reconstruction. So what do we see here? Well, here we are going to see a video, and the video runs about 2 minutes, and we will see in real time essentially the view that the Apollo 8 astronauts would have had as they came around the limb of the moon, seeing Earth rise over the moon's limb for the first time. So let's go ahead and play the video and watch this, and we'll see over the first few seconds you just see the moon there. And then as you keep watching the limb off there in the distance, you will slowly see something start to appear and rise up over the limb. And that is actually our Earth. Now this is a view that the Apollo 8 astronauts saw and were the first people ever to be able to see, to watch the moon rise. Now they are not on the moon. Apollo 8 did not land on the moon, but was a test mission for the later Apollo 11 mission. What Apollo 8 did was to leave Earth, fly around the moon, and then back. It was kind of a test to make sure and test out all of the equipment. So as they fly around the far side of the moon, they are out of communication with Earth. And that's because they have no way to communicate when there's not a direct line of sight to Earth. So there was a radio blackout there. And then as the Earth began to rise up, they had this view. Now this is put together from images taken by the Apollo 8 crew when they saw this for the first time. And you can imagine the amazing sight it has to be to see your own world there and see the entire thing off in the distance looking so small. So we see that they're flying over the moon there, and we can see various craters and features on the moon as they moved around in orbit. So they were in orbit around the moon, looping around it, and then getting ready to head back to Earth there off in the distance. Now again, this was put together and try to reconstruct the event based on the pictures that were recorded. They did not record video of this. They took still photos, and some of those are the very famous Earthrise photo that we often see with the Earth over the limb of the moon. But by putting things together and doing this, is what they would have seen in real time. This 2-minute video that we are watching is exactly what the astronauts would have seen based on their images, how they would have seen it, and in the same amount of time. So we're not rushing it forward, making the moon rise faster or slower. This is exactly what you would see were you to take a trip around the moon as you came back watching Earth rising off in the distance. Now, of course, they were the first astronauts to see this, and others have seen it since who have traveled to the moon. And of course, there are future missions planned now. So chances to take other people to the moon to be able to see this sight that only a handful of people have ever seen in the entire history of human civilization. Only those few who have traveled to and around the moon would be able to see, to be able to look back and watch our Earth rise over the limb of the moon. So that was our picture of the day for June 30th of 2024. It was titled Earthrise, a video reconstruction. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be time spiral. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.